So we're at the Computing Conference 2018. Alibaba Cloud and the Olympic Broadcasting Services just made an announcement about a new cloud-based solution that's going to revolutionize the way the Olympic Games are broadcast. Joey Tan is the general manager of Alibaba Cloud's sporting unit. Joey, what was the big news today? What happened?
Thank you, Tom. So today we announced the collaboration with OBS. Now, OBS Cloud really want to solve three fundamental problems. The first is that with the amount of content that's been created, games on games, they just kind of run out of space. So by moving part of that production into the cloud is going to help solve some of that problem. The second perspective of OBS Cloud is really, we want to reach out to a wider audience across the world, which is exactly what we did with the Asian Pacific Broadcasting Union in the Jakarta Asian Games. By transferring some of the satellite signals into IP base, we're able to engage a younger audience as far as Mauritius on the west, and Fiji on the east. So that is broaden the whole reach with IP technology. And of course, third but not least, it kind of created a sandbox for the RHB, the right coding broadcasters, to innovate, to have some fun around broadcasting transformation in a safe environment because it's in the cloud, right?
Yeah. And so you're talking about the Asian Games, and I know it got tested there. Could you talk a little bit about, maybe using that as an example, how does this technology work? And what did you learn when you saw it in motion at the Asian Games?
Great. As you know, we launched our data center in Jakarta in March this year. So it kind of gave us a very good advantage of having cloud that's near to the place where the games is happening. So what we did is that we take the traditional satellite feed, transcode it into IP-based signal, and then spread it over the internet. Now, while we were very comfortable with our technology, we realized that we can't beat the rule of physics, right? Internet over long distances on poor bandwidth will create latencies. So as a result, we kind of chose a multi-CDN solutions. We chose the best CDN solution for that part of the region, and we're able to send our signals across a wide geographical area with very minimal latencies.
And so CDN stands for Cloud Delivery Network, is that correct?
Distribution network.
A distribution network, and can you explain for people watching who aren't as tuned in as you, where that fits into the process?
All right, so if you, one of the biggest problems in the internet world is the time it takes to load certain stream or, to load certain pages, there's a circling frame that you're buffering, it takes a while. So what CDN does is that it has this very smart way of distributing the content across multiple network points. So as we spread the content out, you pick it up from the nearest location rather than coming all the way to Jakarta to pick up the stream and then pass it like 6,000 kilometers down the road.
Okay. And so this is going to ultimately launch at Tokyo 2020. What's your vision for it in terms of scale and functionality at that time?
Wow, okay. I think the Tokyo Olympic Committee wants this to be the most innovative games. So one of that means that the broadcasting transformation is going to be huge and it's going to be fun. So we work with a lot of our partners locally, including Intel, as you probably heard, right? Where we work with them on their volumetric 3D, VR, immersive experiences and putting that on the cloud, right? So that means that they now have the abilities to route this very innovative content to more broadcasters across the world.
And so this is a perfect example of how cloud is enabling the future of the viewership of sports. What other ways is cloud being used to kind of advance that from a technology perspective?
So one of the big drivers behind cloud is cheap access to computing power. Once you have unlimited access to computing power, you can compute huge amount of data. It means your computer gets smarter. So one huge driving force is the evolution of AI. So as we announced ET Sports Brain in Pyeongchang today, we are beginning to see the use of computer-aided AI, cloud-driven AI, that's going to be more pervasive throughout the next few games.
Okay, so this is a part of our broader partnership with the International Olympic Committee. Where does that fit in and, in the evolution, and what should we expect next?
Well, with the IOC, we kind of come together and agree on three broad categories, as you're aware of. So cloud computing being the primary technology driver for the categories means that we're looking at 4 areas of disruptions. Broadcasting, as we said, with OBS Cloud is one of the huge investment we're making. The second being the whole operation efficiency to make the games more effective, cheap, cost-effective and efficient to run. And then, of course, in high-performance athletics training as well, and as well in the whole distribution network itself. So in the next few evolution, we expect to sign on more partners like Intel and hopefully bring on more interesting content and more interesting technology onto the platform.
Wow, that's great. Thank you very much.